talk about Doc Rivers' comments about Joel Embiid. Mars, what exactly did he say? Or can you paraphrase it?
He said Joel Embiid is the most talented player he's ever coached. Um, I thought that was interesting. Just
Interesting. Why, Mars?
because of the players Doc Rivers has coached. Not to mention one of the people in that conversation he's actively coaching right now. But that part, yeah. Also, coincidental timing that now he's willing to leave the team. Just interesting. But no, I think just the players in which Doc Rivers has coached, for him to outwardly say it, just it wasn't even like he was really like, no one asked him, oh, who's the most talented player you ever coached? He just volunteered that information.
Yeah.
So I think him saying that when he's coached Tracy McGrady, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Rondo, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, Damian Lillard, Giannis. Am I forgetting anyone?
Nope, you're not. That's everybody.
Like that list of names, he's coached all of them, and he just said Joel Embiid is the most talented player he's ever coached. I thought that was interesting.
You know what, Ox? I'm leaving, and you know what? You ain't really that fine anyway. You know, I was messing with better chicks than you, so I'm good. It's probably time for me to step on, because that's basically what he's saying about Giannis and about Damian Lillard and about Kawhi Leonard. That's basically what he's saying about all of them dudes. You know, Joel Embiid, he the best. He's the most talented player. Now, here's the thing that we have to. So we clear, Mars. What constitutes you being more talented? Because there's a difference between being more talented and being a better player. What constitutes you being more talented? I think it's your natural raw ability to be able to do things just off the strength of you being able to do them. I'm just more talented than you as a ball handler. I'm more talented than you as a shooter. I'm more talented than you just at the game of basketball all the way around, as a rebounder, as a passer. I just have more talent than you without working on it. Like, there's people who've developed those things and they weren't as talented. Joel Embiid, to say that he is the most talented of all of these guys, essentially what you're saying is none of these guys that I coached, Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady, none of them had the raw ability that Joel Embiid had. None of you dudes did.
I think that's an important distinction, though, Chill. Like, I was thinking about that when he said it, because there's a difference in professional sports and especially in the NBA. There's a difference between talent and skill. Like, talent is innate. It's like a God-given ability, whereas skill is more craftsmanship. Yes, they blend into each other, but when we say statements like, you can't teach what he has, that's talent. Mm-hmm. You know, skill can be developed, whereas talent is like inherent potential, whereas skill is sort of like learned competency. And it's that nature versus nurture argument where talent is sort of nature and skill can be nurture and developed over time. So I think you're right when he says that. He's just saying flat out when they roll out of bed, which guy can do what on a basketball court. And Embiid probably has the most talent he's ever seen, just without even trying, man.
Because remember, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ox.
My bad. Excuse me. I don't know if it's true or false. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea if Joel Embiid is the most talented player he's ever coached. You know, he wouldn't know. He's been around him, right? But the thing is, and I think what Eddie, I was listening to Eddie Johnson talk about this, and he was kind of in a roundabout way saying Doc Rivers is just petty. Like, he's just a petty dude. Like, this is just one of those things where usually when he leaves a situation, there's usually a lot of turmoil between him and the stars on that basketball team. And that he thinks maybe Doc Rivers said this because he's disgruntled with Giannis, or he's upset with Giannis, knowing that he's about to be on his way out. Because the thing about it is, if you're coaching a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo and you expect to be coaching this dude for a little while, there's no reason you would say something like this. I'm saying, you don't, like, it's just kind of like, that's just a part of just knowing who you're coaching and just being a professional. Like, that's just a stupid thing to say.
But I think
it's unnecessary.
Real talk.
I just back to like what Damon was saying though. I think that capacity for skill to me is still talent, right? I think that I can go to a gym and shoot 1,000 shots a day. I'm still never going to shoot like Steph Curry, right?
Don't doubt yourself, bro. Don't doubt yourself.
Yeah, no, right. Oh man, somebody can go to the gym and dribble all day long. They're never going to dribble like Kyrie Irving in the NBA. Like, I think that skill can still be talent based. Now, as far as the ranking of Doc Rivers players, as far as talent wise, to me, I would have Joel Embiid second. I'm obviously, I think everybody knows, I'm very high on Tracy McGrady and peak versions of Tracy McGrady. I think that T-Mac, here's how I'm looking at this conversation. Tracy McGrady and Joel Embiid, if they're the absolute best versions of themselves, I think Tracy McGrady, oh boy, here's a take. I think Tracy McGrady would be in GOAT talks. Now, this is what I'm saying.
From a talent
I'm saying from 03 T-Mac, you talking about a wing that can handle the ball, shoot, play defense, play make, pass at 6'9", 6'10".
Talk about Big who can do that 7'1".
Real talk. You ain't saying nothing crazy. Real talk. You're not saying nothing crazy.
I don't think you're going far enough, personally.
No, because when I say he's the GOAT, I'm saying that archetype of player to me would put him in those kind of conversations, right? Whereas I see Joel Embiid, I think peak versions of Joel Embiid would be Hakeem Olajuwon that carried over the playoff scoring into the regular season. So also maybe another GOAT contender, by the way. These are two GOAT contending players. This is what I'm saying.
One guy, 6'9", can dribble, pass, shoot. The other guy, Hakeem.
Ball handling is very important. Sorry.
We got to remember that he got an older Kevin Garnett. So I want to start by saying that he got an older Kevin Garnett.
That's what I was.
Tracy McGrady is obviously the best player that Doc Rivers has ever coached.
So when he got T-Mac, this was in, I want to say 2003, right? I want to say 2003. So T-Mac was in year 6 when he got him. So he was turning into that, right? So when we're talking about talent, I think that's the part.
Turning into that.
Right.
So that was the best he ever was.
Well,
yeah, 03 and 04, that's that.
Yeah, he was that. There was no time.
That's them black and blue T-Mac 2s right there.
That's the best you was ever gonna get.
Okay, so that Tracy McGrady, so he got the best version of Tracy McGrady. Yeah. Did he get the best version of Joel Embiid?
I don't know. I know it's better. I know that version of T-Mac is better than that version of Joel.
I mean, accolade-wise, he got his MVP. That was Doc Rivers was the coach.
If we're doing that, like you just brought up real talk, Tracy McGrady, you just brought up Joel Embiid. I just got arguably the best player in the world when I got Leonard in 20. That was going on. That was a real conversation.
Tracy McGrady is more talented than Kawhi Leonard,
and this is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. I'm talking about talent and what Kawhi Leonard was in terms of a talent in 2019, 2020, going into that season. Arguably the best mid-range shooter in the game, one-on-one game, money. One-on-one, and yes, Kyrie Irving, yes, he did exist. Yes, Kevin Durant did exist. Yes.
No, Mars.
Don't let him lie to you, Chill. Don't let him lie to you, Chill.
Not just that. Kevin Durant was clearly a better mid-range player than Kawhi.
He was still a hell of a defender. Chill. Don't let him lie to you. He was still a hell of a defender.
I'm just talking about from a talent standpoint. When Doc Rivers got him, ridiculous ball handler, right? I think that we're at even though he was broken, we're still at the height of Kawhi Leonard in terms of his talent. Is he more talented? Is Tracy McGrady at that point in his career at 03, 04 more talented than Kawhi Leonard in 20?
Talent, yes. Are we understand? Do people not understand the talent that was Tracy McGrady?
I ain't talking about his game. I ain't talking about him as a player.
We talking about talent. Yes,
that's it.
Talent.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
My ability to handle.
Respectfully, Kawhi's not in these talks, Chill.
I don't think T-Mac's more talented than Kevin Garnett, but like
Chris Paul deserves to be in these talks more than Kawhi. Respectfully.
I'm not going.
Yo, Ross, let me see your desk, bro. You drinking mimosas this morning?
Relax. I mean, maybe, but we're talking about talent. We're not talking about who's the better player.
No, we're just talking about
But here's also the thing too that I want to also say about this, because we've had this conversation multiple times, and a lot of things that get brought up in terms of, okay, talent is a skill. You have to work for skill and all of this, that, and the third. We wasn't with these niggas at 7 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. We don't know how good. Yeah, we don't know how, like to sit here and act like Steph is a natural born shooter, which I'm not saying he isn't. But let's also remember
he
that Steph
clearly-
Curry. No, I'm not. I can't say
I
clearly
get what you're
because
saying. I get what
Steph's been shooting thousands of shots since he was 10, 11, 12 years old.
Sure.
Steph grew up in an NBA household. Steph grew up with all these amenities, shooting guns, trainers, his dad teaching him form shooting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, the same thing too. Kyrie Irving said his dad used to take him to the park and they used to work out like crazy from a young age. Kyrie, I can't just say Kyrie's a natural born dribbler because he's even said this. I used to work on these things as a young age.
You don't wake up like Kyrie.
Right.
Even Kyrie.
It's talent plus immense hard work.
But that's skill though. So that's what I'm saying. What is the difference between talent and skill? If
but the other side of it is
skill is talent developed. So like talent is like, I don't know how to explain it. If you put Kyrie on a basketball court and he'd never picked up a basketball, and then you put me on a basketball court, Kyrie would still be better than me because his
see, Mars. That's what I'm saying. I can't say that though, Mars.
But okay, you can't say that.
We don't know.
I can confidently say that. People are more talented at things than other people. Like that's just the world.
Obvious.
But Mars, you might have been playing basketball. If you would have picked up a basketball at 5 years old and you played basketball the same way you played soccer, we don't know.
Yeah, but Ron, you're making
Ron.
This is the American dream of you can be wherever you want to be if you put your mind to it.
Not the American dream.
The reality of the situation is there's people who are better than you. Like that, the hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Yeah, that sounds cool, but at the end of the day, if this guy's just better than you, he don't need to work too hard. Like some people, are just better. And I'm fine saying we don't know everyone's natural baseline level. We're not sticking to Joel Embiid at 6 years old.
How could we possibly?
Because we don't know.
We don't know how good these
but what
dudes
we
really
but
are
what we
outside
do know
of
is what that
working
talent manifested itself into. And for me, for Joel Embiid, the reason I'm comfortable saying Joel Embiid is so talented is go watch Joel Embiid and how quick he picks things up. And to me, that's a thing to look at when it comes to talent. If you can watch something and repeat it, and you can put that to memory and add that, that's talent to me. If you can develop things quickly, that's talent. Joel Embiid said he learned how to shoot by watching white guys shoot threes. Like, you think I could just go on YouTube, watch some guys shoot threes and learn and just start shooting well? No, but like being able to pick things up quickly is talent to me. And Joel Embiid is like the definition of he could pick things up when it came to basketball. He started playing basketball late, so like that's another piece of evidence, I guess. He picked up basketball late. We've seen him in high school. We've seen some of the clips where he didn't know what he was doing because he didn't know how to play the sport. And then he goes to Kansas and he's the best prospect in the country. And then he's a number 3 pick. And then he doesn't play basketball for 2 years. He comes in on a minutes restriction as a rookie. He's one of the most productive bigs in the NBA on a minutes restriction as a rookie. He never has a full off season because he's hurt every year. But yeah, he's still developing and refining his game and getting better. And I think that's because of how talented he is, how much he can put together and work on his game without having the luxuries of healthy off seasons to work on these things. Joel Embiid's rehabbing every summer and then comes back better. What is that if not talent? Like, I understand he's working hard. Right. I'm not denying that. Like, you can't improve without working hard. But that's quite obviously talent to me, at least. Like, he can improve at a rate that other people can't because he has a natural proficiency for basketball. He's naturally that gifted. That's my
it's like it's the example like I don't know why Ron acting like this because you knew it was Ron. It's always been, I know this too. It's always people in the neighborhood, bruh. This nigga ain't never shot a basketball in his life, and he just show up to the park and he throwing it up there like that, and it's just going there. You like, bro, you should hoop. Oh, bro, I just be chilling for real. I be at the crib on the video game, eating and shitting all day. But bro, he's just talented. A random nigga to just go out there and do 3 backflips in a row like a professional gymnast. And you're like, nigga, you need to be doing something with this. You just at the crib, just this athletic. We seeing Speed right now. This nigga Speed can do everything. It's talent. This nigga can go in the back ring, all of a sudden out of the box. He can race professional goddamn track athletes. He
You don't
can
you don't
play-
think you don't think you don't think
play
he trains?
basketball.
You don't think he trains?
I mean, he very
If
obviously
that's-
does.
if
He's just
but-
talking about it being
but-
natural.
But
That's
yeah,
talent.
no one,
That's
no
it
one
looks
saying
natural.
and that's
It
Mark's
looks natural.
point.
It's
And that's
not
Mark's point.
natural.
You don't know what's natural. My thing
Well,
to
see,
real talk. To
actually,
your point.
we do
I've
know.
seen.
These
I've seen.
niggas
No, we
work like
don't. We can't
maniacs.
possibly. You can't
Here's,
possibly know
here's,
that.
here's, here's how I know that.
So Damien,
Go ahead, Ox.
so
Go ahead, Ox.
Damien said a minute ago, when sometimes you say, oh, you can't teach that.
Yep.
A lot of times you can. A lot of stuff that we think, oh, you can't teach him how to just naturally
So
rebound.
do you guys not
or
think
do
talent
this.
exists?
And it is. And then I'm not.
What about
what I'm
multi-sport
saying is,
athletes?
I know what I'm saying is, Mars, is that we can't just look at a guy do something at 27 years old and be like, oh yeah, that's just natural. You don't know. And then to real talk's point is, there's been a bunch of dudes that you can see come to the park, and there's two different types of dudes. There's the dudes that we walk out on the court, he just start jumping, windmill, boom, 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 jumping.
Yeah.
There's another dude over there, he just starts shooting from anywhere. And then we play, and them niggas suck.
Terrible. Awful. Can't
They
play
don't know
with-
how to play the sport. That doesn't
Yeah,
change that they're
that- but
talented.
Right.
talent
They do
is
have the
there.
talent. Nobody
My
taught them how to
God.
play.
They're
But
terrible.
Ox, the counter.
Yeah,
Ox,
talent needs to be refined.
That's
So
why
why
is
you get
talent
professional.
just dunking, dribbling, and shooting?
No, that's
Is that what that
that's,
is?
No,
that-
Talent
that's
is
just
God-given
that's just the
ability,
natural. That's just my natural ability, right? So when Ox, to counter your point, right? Ox, to counter your point, but we did see it, because as good as Kawhi Leonard is, how much you love Kawhi Leonard and how good he is. Ox, do you remember what he was when he first came in? When he
dog.
first we didn't know he was 26, 27 a game. We didn't know that. But
dog.
it-
Real
but-
talk, you should have seen him in high school. This nigga been nasty.
But here's the difference. Like, he wasn't a big time scorer in college. No, he wasn't. He comes to the NBA, works on his skill, worked that talent.
Chill, he was
transfers
cooking
over.
shit at San Diego State.
He averaged 14 a game in college. Stop the bullshit.
No, he didn't.
He was
have a
still
jump
he
shot.
was
14
cooking at
He
San
wasn't
Diego
lighting
State.
up.
He didn't have a
He
jump
wasn't
shot.
lighting it up.
But
He
chill,
actually
that
came
even
to the
goes
San
to my
Antonio
point,
Spurs.
though.
To be fair, Joel
He actually
averaged
came
like
to the.
12 and
He
was
actually came. He actually came.
What
to the-
I
he
mean,
actually
what
came
Jamal
to the
Murray
Spurs.
averaged what 17 in college?
Right.
Well, that's
I
because he
mean,
wasn't
but
even the
those
best player
other
on the
players
team.
are playing.
Tyler
But
Ulis.
don't compare that
It was
to.
Devin
They're
Booker
at
wasn't a
Kansas
big
and
point.
Kentucky or playing with
Yeah,
other
okay, so, but
five-star
who-
players. Like,
Yeah, so but I'm saying they had a squad. Do you not remember that team at San Diego State?
They
it
went to
wasn't.
the Final
And who they
Four,
was
didn't
playing
they?
against?
Who was
You
on
not
that
remember that?
Kansas team with Joel
Going to the
Embiid?
Elite Eight?
Who was over there? with
Yeah,
him?
the team
Andrew Wiggins on
that Tennessee had to come knock off in the. Come on, man, stop it. Anyways, go
What
ahead.
I'm,
Talent,
the
though.
point,
But hold on,
the
no,
point
chill.
that I was ma-
Did you not
No,
see
go ahead.
Kawhi
Finish
going
it.
band for band with Jimmy Fredette?
the point that I'm making is, when he came into the league, there
You
was
didn't see that,
things
Rizzo?
when
I
he
did,
came
but
into
I'll
the
go look
league,
at that.
there was things that he didn't have, and him working on his ball handling, him working on his jump shot, that stuff looked natural. Like, it didn't look like it took long for him to pick that up, as opposed to other guys where this isn't something. Mars says this to me all the time about guys. You're just not gonna ever be able to shoot it. You're never gonna be a good ball handler. You look at Kawhi Leonard, that ain't something that he just worked on and just got nice at. He already had that.
It is.
No,
What?
he already, no.
Kawhi
he
is
already-
literally the
he-
definition
No.
of me working my way into being great.
But I
Chill, do you
already
understand?
had that,
Gilbert
Ron,
Arenas.
and I
Gilbert
just
Arenas.
refined
I'm
it.
a step
I just
into the.
polished
No,
it.
he didn't already have that.
I already
he
had
worked
that
on
handle. I just polished it when I got to the league. I wasn't, don't get me wrong, Ron, I wasn't super nice with the peel. I wasn't super nice in the mid-range. I wasn't super nice as a scorer, but I could score the basketball. I had a natural talent to do that. Once I got to the league, I refined it and I polished it, and I became elite at this stuff. But I already had that. So the same logic, Ox, goes to a lot of these guys that you talk about when you say we could never know. We saw Tracy McGrady when he showed up, what he had and what he turned into. We saw Kawhi Leonard, what he had and what he turned into. We saw Ray Allen. We saw Kevin Garnett as an 18-year-old high school kid, what he had and what he turned into. We saw all of this stuff from these guys and what it actually turned into as they moved forward.
Yep. I mean, there's very real examples. Like, to me, Kawhi Leonard is a product of skill acquisition over a long period of time after having some very elite athletic gifts as his baseline. But when Isaiah Thomas talks about where did LeBron's basketball IQ come from, because he never went to an esteemed high school and he never had a college career, that is natural God-given talent. There's a difference when Joel Embiid can play soccer, football, wherever you're from, until 11, 12, 13 years old, and then pick up a basketball and become the best prospect in a different sport. That is talent. There's a difference. So there's things that Tracy McGrady had talent-wise that Kawhi Leonard just didn't have inherently. Doesn't mean he can't be a better player than him, but when Doc Rivers is talking about talent, that's what he means. And I would go one step further to say Joel Embiid's actually one of the most talented players ever, not just that he coached. I think Joel Embiid is actually one of the most talented players ever. I put him in the category with Hakeem. Like, I really do. Like, he's the modern day Hakeem with the extended jump shot and all those different things. Like, Embiid really, like, if you really take all the players in a vacuum in NBA history, he is one of the most talented players of all time. Undeniably, in my eyes, anyway.
Ron, where's Dirk Nowitzki?
I think T-Mac
when it comes to a natural talent, where's Dirk Nowitzki, Ron? Like when he first showed up, as opposed to what he became in terms of natural talent. Where do you think Dirk Nowitzki is?
Chill. I'm really trying to stay away from the whole natural thing because once again, these dudes work like maniacs. I don't think you guys understand how much time these guys put into the gym. I don't think you guys understand it's hours and hours and hours of practice per day. Sometimes 2 a day, sometimes 3 a days. Like, these dudes put in crazy work. For me to say, like, okay, I get it. Yes, we can say Steph Curry's a natural. I get it. He comes from a shooting family. I get it. It's easy to say that, oh, he just got that at birth. But you guys don't understand how much Steph Curry works on his game, how many shots he gets up, even the handle. It's a reason why Steph went to Davidson College and he played there for 3 years. Steph wasn't a 5-star prospect, 4-star. He wasn't even a 3-star. Like, Steph had to nickel and dime his way to becoming Steph Curry. It didn't just happen overnight. Steph is not a natural player, if you ask me. Steph is but I'm saying I can't real talk. I get the point that you're making. Some people do have higher floors, but these guys are at the top of the top when it comes to when we're talking about who they are as talents.
But this is what I'm saying. The reason why we know Steph is, in fact, it is the hard work for sure. I think a lot of people up here do know, like, all of the time spent becoming a professional NBA
I don't think they know.
Player.
Like, even me saying it doesn't. I don't.
I get what you said, but what I'm saying, okay. But now, what? So then, what is the separator between a Kevin Durant and a Steph Curry as a shooter when we all know that KD's also a gym junkie?
What do you mean by what's the separator?
Like, again, that's still is
Steph a better shooter than KD.
When we know KD shooting 1,000 jump shots every day.
I think that's
where it's talent. That's what I'm saying. Like, these people, let's not even compare them to like other people that don't work as hard, because that's what you're also bringing it to.
It's not always working hard. It's also working right. You know what I'm saying? It's also
do you think LeBron doesn't work on free throws?
Right.
Why is LeBron never cracked 80% from the line?
Maybe he's not.
Oh, he
other shit to work on.
He 100% is.
Yes. Shield tells us all the time how Shaq was in the gym shooting free throw after free throw after free throw after free throw. Nigga couldn't shoot free throws.
Look at his arms. Look at his body. How you gonna shoot free throws with those type of biceps and triceps? It's different.
He literally just said we was in the gym. He was going 8 for 10. He was going 9 for 10. It was cash. And then we get in front of 20,000 people. We get in front of 18,000 people. It's like the rim.
Maybe he had anxiety.
So he couldn't shoot free throws. He just couldn't shoot them in public.
My thing is, I think getting better. I think getting better at something is a talent. I think you're talented to get better. But also, Chill, I just wanted to let you know when the year Kawhi left his sophomore year, he averaged 16 and 11.
And that's like Andre Roberson college numbers. I
think that's important.
And also, let me just say this last thing, because please put this in there if y'all are, because that T-Mac clip was going to be crazy. They giving podcast mics to anybody nowadays. Ban podcast equipment. What I mean
real talk, you was spitting.
No. What I mean by GOAT talent, there are a plethora of players and people that have had GOAT level talent. Now, did they ever reach that ceiling? Obviously not. But when we are strictly talking about talent, just like your natural inherent things that you have physically, Tracy McGrady was somebody who is 6'10", born with well, I'm not saying just born with, but
He's 6'9", Moss. I seen him in real life.
6'9",
8 bit of
I don't know
6'9",
why we keep
6'10".
adding height to Tracy
Every
McGrady.
bit of that.
Because when
He's 6'9",
I
Moss.
see Tracy McGrady, when I saw Tracy McGrady just was it last night or something? He was standing there with Melo and Vince Carter. Melo is listed at 6'8". Tracy McGrady was at least an inch and a half taller than Carmelo. At least. So
No, that's just
I don't
because
know.
as T-Mac's bad back has got to him, he's had to focus on his posture more, whereas Melo was more slumped. So T-Mac has to stand upright more.
6'8", 6'9", 6'10", same shit.
That's why I'm so high on AJ, by the way, because I think he just got some stuff.
Yeah.
He just got that natural baseline that he. But I think the clearest example, and I'm going to switch codes here because you guys do it sometimes. I think the clearest example for the football fans out there, I know we have some. The Messi versus Ronaldo debate to me is the clearest example of talent versus skill. And I'm not saying Ronaldo's not not talented, but his greatness was an accumulation of skill, a factor of how hard he worked. Whereas Messi was born just with gifts that Ronaldo would just never have, and that's okay. I think that's the clearest definition. I don't know how much you guys are into that, but I think that's a very clear example of talent versus skill.
I'm taking skill over talent, either way. Just from
I'm not
the
saying
definition-
Ronaldo
from
wasn't
the-
talented, by the way. People.
That's
need-
what I heard. I've already heard.
from
enough.
No.
from the definitions you guys are giving for skill and talent, I'm taking skill over talent every single day.
Me too.
Yeah, give me.
I don't know.
I'd rather have skilled talent than a little bit of talented skill. I know that kind of sounds oxymoronic. This is what I'm saying. Give me Steph Curry before Kyrie. I think that's like the best comp I can make with that statement.
What's the difference?
Give me a talent, an extreme talent that gets some skill before I get like a really skilled player with some talent. Kyrie to me is a really skilled player with some talent. Steph Curry is a really talented player that develops some skill along with talent.
Ron, what's the difference between talent and skill?
And for me, like I said, it's hard to quantify what's the difference between certain skills and label that as talent. So like for me, talent is more so it's just the physical abilities, your height, your ability to run, how fluid you are, certain like really your
I didn't know that.
attributes.
I didn't know that. height
and,
was a talent.
and
I
mentally
did.
too.
You being
Mentally
7
too.
feet tall,
But
I didn't know that was a
Well,
talent.
you can't.
But bro,
teach
you
that.
never.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You never rolled up to like a court and like just some guys they never picked up a basketball before and they just better than other guys.
yeah, but like at that point, we're talking about
I've never seen that.
dudes at the
before.
park.
No.
Like we're talking about dudes at the park.
Yeah, but
So
we're
it's
talking
like,
about what just talent means, and
No,
it
I get-
translates
I
to the
get-
real
I get what
world.
you-
Like, that's,
No, I
yeah.
get what you guys are saying. Like, trust me, I get what you guys are
I'll give you
saying.
an answer,
But now
Mark.
when we're talking about professionals that do this as a job,
Yeah.
it's
they're all
hard for me to
talented, for the
quantify.
most part, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
to
it's
give
hard
you
for
an
me to
idea-
quantify
Exists, yes,
who's
you're
more
right.
talented. And I didn't see you guys in high school. I didn't see you
Yeah.
guys in middle school. And on top of that, once again, some of these guys just outwork other guys. So I could
Yeah.
say it's easy to say that Kyrie's more talented than everybody, but he works harder than everybody too. So like, which one is it? I
Both.
just
It could be both. Yes, it could
It
be.
doesn't
Ron.
need to be
It
one
could-
or the
it
other.
could-
Like that's
Yeah,
it. It doesn't like. I don't
But when
think saying
hard
someone's
work,
extremely
yeah.
talented diminishes the hard work, especially when like to get to this level, especially when we're talking about the great player, we're talking about the Joel Embiids, the Tracy McGrady's. Like you're not getting to that level of talent alone. Like that's not possible. You can't be the best in the world at things
'Cause
strictly.
everybody
off
got
talent.
that.
Like even to Damien's point about Messi and Ronaldo, like Messi's extremely talented, but you're not getting to the level he got to without hard work. So like we all understand that. We all understand skill development is a real thing. Training, working hard, the hours that are put in when no one's watching, all of that stuff is still real. But you can still see that there's things that this person can do that no matter how hard other people work, they won't be capable of doing that. Like using AJ as an example, some of the ability with AJ and like the stride length and the ability to get into the paint and then do things in the air that other people can't do. Like the fact that he can come to a stop of 2 feet and then he can stop at the free throw line, take one step, and he's at the rim. Like,
At the rim.
you can't teach other people to do that. You can tell people, hey, play off 2 feet so that you have optionality on which way you want to go, which fits your pivot foot. You can teach people that. You can't teach people once they come to a stop of 2 feet to then do what AJ does. You can't teach that ability. You can teach people what reads to make in pick and roll. You can teach people, okay, if the low man tags, skip past to the corner. You can teach people those types of things, but you can't teach them in the way that Jason Kidd could do it. You can't be like, look at Jason Kidd, go do it. You can't teach them to see the game the way Jason Kidd saw it. You can't do that because some people see the world, they see things differently to how we see it. And that's a talent, and that's fine. Like, credit to them. Some people are really special human beings, and they can do things that other people can't. And that's what makes sports and all of this stuff so entertaining, because we're watching people who can do things that other people can't do, and that's what makes it so great. Alongside
Ron,
the hard work and all of that stuff, whatever.
Because Ron, you
So
okay, Ron,
right quick, chill. Because I want to piggyback off that. I agree with that part, Mars. The mental part. So that's something that I will agree with. You guys can't necessarily convince me that Kyrie's just has a natural handle and he just was born. He was born to be that. What I will say though is the creativity, the ability to put moves together and do that movie did on Steph that we'll never see again, where he hit that spin, but he hit the hezzy in there too. Things like that. That is a gift. That's a natural talent.
I mean, but that's part of the handle, though. Like the ability to think and put.
Yeah, but you have to work on that to develop that handle. You have to develop the handle in order to be able to do that. The mental capacity to say, I'm gonna do this move, and I know the defense is gonna react this way, so I'm gonna pivot. Like Shea, for instance, Shea putting together his counters and stuff. That is a mental talent.
That's instinct.
That's a mental talent that he was born. Okay, instinct. You can say that. So instinct is a talent. Yeah. I would say that, but it's hard for me just to fathom that the ability to do the moves. You still have to work on that, and these guys
do have to work
like
on that stuff. But I still like Kyrie Irving. He has a feel for the ball. Like when he first got there, when he first started playing basketball, he was a natural because he had a feel for what the basketball was. Okay, I can just do this. I ain't even talking about all the, but I could just boom, boom, boom. Like that's natural just to be able to do this. Now, when you add all that other stuff in it, that's working. That's refining that talent, right? That's developing that talent. Ron, you've seen tapes of me. I could naturally run fast and jump high. I could just do that. Like
that's a talent.
Right. I could just naturally run fast and jump high. When you see me shoot, like I had to work on that. I wasn't a natural jump shooter. Like I had to work on my mid-range. I had to work on the long ball because I wasn't good at that stuff. But to Mars's point, I did watch tape of Allen Houston. I did watch tape of Glenn Rice. And okay, that's where your guide hand is. This is where you shoot the basketball at the top of the jump shot. And then I went to work on it that way, as opposed to I just picked up a basketball and I just went out and was like, hey, this is easy. Okay, all right, this is nothing to do with it. No, it was not like that. Not at all.
I think because I said that he'll take skill over talent. And then when I was like, I kind of want the talent, major talent with the skill than the skill with some talent. For me, all the best players that have played are all the most talented. That's kind of like Michael Jordan is one of the most talented players ever.
How talented do you think Tim Duncan is? Just out of curiosity. Like, you think he's more talented than KG? Because I don't. I'm just putting out that.
No. It's not. But I'm also not even talking about like that quality of player. Also, I'm talking about the best of the best. I'm talking about the top of the top in talent. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Shaq. To me, Kareem. The reason why Kareem was a skilled player, right? But he was also because he was 7'3" and could run like that and was that flexible at that height and that mobile and something like it. Yeah. LeBron James is 6'9", 250 and can run a 4.3 40 and jump 45 inches in the air. That's kind of the reason why he is who he is. Great skill, great IQ, all of that, but that talent is ridiculous. All the best players, in my opinion, the top of the top is ridiculous talent. Whereas I can, in my opinion, I can point to other players who are more skilled than LeBron. I can point to me, Kobe's more skilled than LeBron. Kobe's more skilled than Michael Jordan, in my opinion. These are Kyrie Irving. Yeah, I'll use other players, so I don't have to deal with the Kobe. Kyrie's more skilled than these people, but talent is what gets you over the gets you over the edge. That's also why I'm very high on a player like Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, to me, is immensely talented, in my opinion. So that's why
I think a lot of that stuff with Ant is natural ability. And Ron, to your point, yes, there are some of us up here who do understand that. I mean, I literally just seen a conversation with Joe Johnson, who said he was sleeping at the facility because he was living in the gym. I was in college, and my buddy, who used to play for the Clippers, would call me up like, yo, let's go work out today. Yo, let's go get some shots up. And I'm like, all right, what time you want me to meet you? I'm downstairs. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's stuff like that that's going on, right? So I very much understand what you mean, Ron, when you say that these guys, there's a level of delusion and there's a level of insanity that they have when it comes to work ethic and it comes to refining what they are. Because we're talking about the 0.1% of people on the planet. And this is how good they are and how good they stay.
Chill, I expect you to understand that as well, because you play professional, you played at a D1 university, all of that. It's a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people listening who we could tell them and they still wouldn't wrap their minds around it. Like, do you understand that, like, there's lawyers out there, there's accountants, there's people that work at managers at Rite Aid and Winco and Target and stuff like that. They work literally, they clock in at 9 and they leave at 5. You put in an 8-hour shift. Do you understand that these NBA players clock in at 9
and they don't
clock out at 5? The ones that work hard and the ones that actually take it serious, even if you don't take it serious, you're still going to put in, you still have workouts that you have to do. But the ones that go above and beyond, show up hours before practice, stay hours after practice, go home, stretch, do yoga, hit the weights. Like, these guys literally put in 6, 7, 8-hour days working on their body, working on their skill, working on their craft. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, I'm telling you, me saying it doesn't even register just how much work they put in. Like, I'm telling you, I'm saying this from me being a pro basketball player in the past, how much I used to work. I should tell you, I was a workaholic. I lived in the gym. I went from lifting weights to running on the track to getting back in the gym. And I wasn't naturally talented.
Damn.
It's funny you say that. I wasn't naturally talented.
Because you put in all this work, and hey, no disrespect, everyone up here was really successful in their fields. Like, relative to the world, you guys were still successful in your fields. But if you're working as hard as you say you were, you ain't make the league. And that's not a knock to you, but there was probably a cap to, like, how good you truly could have been. Like, you didn't have that level of talent that these other guys who maybe didn't need to work as hard. Like, we hear the stories about Michael Beasley, for example. Like, yeah, Michael Beasley's always in the gym. He always hooping. But we've heard that guy could just do things that other people couldn't do. Like, I think
I'm your favorite player's favorite
in and around
player.
Sports. Anyone who's been in and around sports. But, like, it's not even in sports. Like, there's just people who are naturally gifted with numbers.
Just get it.
Yeah, like they see number, and I'm hearing these people who are like naturally understand numbers. They're like, oh, I see numbers as shapes, and it's like, huh? Like, that just doesn't register in my mind, because I never understood numbers the way they understand numbers. Like, but they see things in a way that you can't teach other people to see it the way they see it. And then the next thing you know, you put these equations in front of them, and they just get it. It just clicks to them. They don't need to be explained the quadratic equation. Like, they don't need that. They understand it. Yeah. They have a relationship with something that you can't teach. And that's the same in sports, the real world, whatever you want to call it. There's just people who that's what they were made to do. And luckily for them, they found the thing they were made to do and they made it a career. There's some people, like, I don't know everyone on the planet. I'm pretty sure everyone is talented at something. And some people just don't find the thing that they're meant to do. And then some people do. Some people find what their calling was. Yeah. But I think everyone is really good at something. Some people have a natural like, they understand food and, like, what things go together and combinations, and they can create, like, amazing food. And then there's some people, like I said, with the numbers, there's some people who just words, they're really great with words, and some people are really great at talking. Like, you might argue some of the people up here, like, that's what we're made to do. We're really good at talking and getting our point across, whatever the case may be. And that's not to say that it's not easy or not difficult, but just being able to do that naturally and just fit right in because it makes sense to you. I think that's what talent is. When things just make sense instantly, when things just click,
With
and
basketball,
you like
I
that's
lived
what
it.
it is. That's what talent is. When things just make sense. That's talent.
I can
to me,
agree
when
with
things
that.
make sense.
I can agree with that.
to your point,
I lived
Mark,
that. I
that's
lived it as well.
always
Yep.
that was always what basketball was to me. Like I had a buddy, God rest his soul, his name's Roscoe. Roscoe could put like math problems. You put this math problem in front of him without even studying it, Mars. He just pop, 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 pop. And we in like 8th, 9th grade, and he would just knock it down like it's nothing. For me, I was struggling. Yes, I was like, I don't understand that. I do need some help with this. When it came to basketball just made sense. This dude goes here, this dude goes here, this guy goes here, the screening. It just made sense to me when I watch it, when I see it, right? When I'm watching it, when I'm sitting down, or even when I'm playing it, it just makes sense. Very much like words make sense. Like you just talked about with people talking. That's why they call it the gift of gab, because I just know how to talk. I just know what to say and when to say it. Don't get me wrong, that people don't always say the right things, but they do have a gift for gab. That's why we're here. So I do think that natural talent comes in that aspect.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, too. I think this is starting to kind of make more sense as we talk it out. Because I feel the same way as far as just understanding basketball. It's just like, just seeing things in basketball. But I don't know if that's because it's natural or if it's because I was in the gym with my dad since I was 3-4 years old while he was coaching basketball, and I'm just watching. So that's why I think it's kind of like to Ron's point. I don't know if that's his natural talent or if it's just like, grew up in the gym.
People are
pick it up
products
from
of
the
the
environment.
environment. Yeah, people
There's
are products of
degrees
the
as well.
environment as well, for sure.
Yeah. There's degrees
what
as
you're
well. Like
exposed
when I was playing, I used to, like, to Ron's point, like I trained 3 times a day, sometimes 4 days and things, because I was talented, but I knew I wasn't as talented as other guys. And I knew that I had to make up some of that gap by just working. So I understand, Ron, your point of like guys are just in the gym, man. Like guys are just going crazy. Like it would be unreasonable not to think that these guys are getting better because they're not working hard, because they're, like you said, they're dedicating 9, 10, 11 hours a day to improving their skills, right? And then we see it on the court and we're like, oh, was that guy just naturally talented the whole time? But really he's been working like an animal all summer. So it's an interesting conversation.
When you see it, you see it, bro. Ron,
I agree. Like you can see talent when it's in front of you.
I could work when I was playing
agree.
and stuff. I'm working. I'm waking up at 5 to go to the gym and run and get extra shots and all that kind of stuff. Right? I'm playing on these circuit teams. The biggest reality check for me as a basketball player every time is when we played in the circuit. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm about an NIA player. We're good. You know what I'm saying? Good D2 at best. These niggas, bro, Quentin Grimes was playing on my same AAU team. I had came back. He was 15. This nigga was in warm-ups, rocking the cradle, doing. I was like, you know what? He's probably gonna go. Yeah, probably gonna happen. It's gonna be a little different for him than it was for me. Probably so. Yeah.
Mhm.
Severe Wheeler was on our young team playing up, killing D1 guards. I was like, yeah, he's in 7th grade. He's probably going to go a lot farther in this than I am. Probably going to happen.
Yeah, it's just and there's a lot of people who are talented, but then they don't make it, and part of that is because like there's a lot of people who are so talented, and this is where it comes from, like ignorance. You're young, you don't have the right people around you. You buy into your talent because like you're so much better than everyone, especially once you get to these age groups. You're so much better than everyone. Everything comes so easy to you. But in the moment you start getting into the world where it's like, okay, I'm not the most talented person ever. There's actually people who are just as talented as me, plus they work hard. Then you end up finding yourself behind. And that's something that it's common sense now when you look back and you step back and you look at it. It's like, oh, well, yeah, obviously I'm not Lionel Messi. I'm not more talented than everyone to ever exist. But when you're in it, you're like, okay, I'm the best in my area. I don't even try. Like, I just show up. I'm better than you. Like, I don't need to put in all this extra work you're doing because you're still not going to get close to me. And then you get into the real world, the professional world, whatever it may be. And you're like, damn, everyone here is talented. Right. Damn, everyone's here talented and they work hard. Now I'm behind and you got to play catch up. And then before you know it, it's too late. So it's like, you got to have the right people around you to help cultivate that talent because no one's going to make it to the top just strictly off that talent. but that's what gives you the launch pad to be able to. You can do great things when you know you're talented, but you have to know that talent isn't the only thing that's going to get you there. But if you put it all together, then that's where you're at.
Got to be a little more than just knowing it too. More, it's like, you got to be delusional. I encourage delusion. You know what I'm saying? At a younger age, kids that want to do something, you know, I encourage delusion. Right now,
speak it into existence.
Be delusional about that shit. You can be the best there ever was, and you might not end up being the best there ever was, but you could be the best that you know. You know what I'm saying?
So
like if you think
shoot for the stars, aim for the moon type shit.
But
no, that's not what he's saying, Mark. He's saying be a free spirit.
Absolutely. I absolutely encourage delusion.
Most athletes are delusional because you can't get to that level.
They've done
you can't get to that level being
on
self-aware.
Well,
like you
got
studies
on it as well. Yeah,
that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then you also got to like, you got to be that. You got to think you're the best, but act like you think you're the worst. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
like you got in your mind, you got to believe you're the best, but work like you're the worst.
To
win.
That's
like they say to win a race, you got to run like you're second.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you got to act like you're playing catch up, all the while thinking that you're way ahead of everyone.
Does Doc Rivers, when he says that Joel Embiid is the most talented, is he? Well, he's obviously with coaching all of these players, he's coached them at some of their peaks, at some of their best. Like he ain't coached Ray Allen when Ray Allen was Ray Allen. He got Ray Allen on the other side of who Ray Allen was, right? He got Kevin Garnett
in this conversation.
Right. He got. I mean, don't forget, Ox. He was the second greatest shooter in NBA history when he retired. So let's not make it sound like this is talent. What we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
wait, you said you said Ray was second when he retired?
I think Ray Allen was the second greatest
best when he retired.
Yeah, he was the best.
No, that's right. Steph Curry hadn't shown.
Yeah, that's what you meant. That's what you meant.
Yeah. That's what I meant. So
respect on Ray Allen.
My fault. My fault. Like when Doc Rivers,
he didn't get him in his prime.
When Doc Rivers
he got late Ray Allen. He didn't get. You know?
Right, he got late.
Talent doesn't just disappear. Like he saw Ray like shoot the hell out of him in practice.
Right, he saw.
Hey, y'all be capping when y'all talking about that he got old Ray. Go look at what KG, Paul, and Ray was doing just the year before they got all on the Celtics.
Right, but look what they were doing in 2000.
KG was a top 5 player in a way. Like, you're not gonna disrespect KG. KG was still like that.
No, they were all still great basketball players. I'm just saying like what they were 3, 4, 5 years before that though. Like Ray Allen was still doing a little bit at the Celtics, but before that, Ray Allen was still coming through punching shit though. Like he was running down the gut. Ray Allen was way more than just a shooter.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
He turned into that when he got to the Celtics. Right, he actually turned into that when he got to the Celtics. He was much more of a downhill guy. But I say that to say when Doc Rivers says that Joel Embiid is the most talented guy, he's saying that based on him having Joel Embiid, when he had Joel Embiid, when he had Leonard, when he had Paul Pierce, when he had Garnett, when he had Paul George, right? When he had James Harden. Because don't forget when he got James Harden, that level, that James Harden. That James Harden isn't the James Harden from a couple of years ago. Like he still was good. He was leading the league in assists. He was still awesome, but he still was different James Harden.
Yeah, it was the whole quote was he went on to say that Joel Embiid could just do things, especially in practice, that just other guys couldn't do. Like that was one of his justifications. Did you see the whole quote, Mars?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact words, but it was like Joel Embiid could do things that like other people couldn't dream of doing, basically. Yeah. And I think a part of like when people talk about talent, especially like athletes or people in that space, like I think a part of it is like perceived effortlessness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if you see one player do something, but it looks difficult, it looks like they're having to work really hard to do that same thing, and then you see another person do the exact same thing, and it looks like they're going at half speed. Like that's perceived talent. Like Joel Embiid can just do things, and it's like, okay, he just walked the ball up the court, hezzy pool, whatever. And then you watch another player, it's like, okay, he got to the same spot, did the same thing, but it took 17 dribble moves, 14 pump fakes, and a step through. It's like, well, yeah, I guess. So like, but the talent part of it is like things just look easy for you, and sometimes things can look easy, but they're not easy. Like sometimes people are really working really hard to get to what they want to get off, but like they just make it look simple. Yeah, but that's what like perceived talent is. I think that's what like they're talking about when it comes to like the Joel Embiids of the world, Michael
Yeah.
Jordans of the
My-
like.
my brother.
Kobe is more seen as skill and development as opposed to like Michael Jordan. Because when MJ did it, it was rip through one dribble pull up. When Kobe did it, it was rip through pivot up fake up because like it looked more difficult. It looked like he had to work harder to get it off. Now part of that I think is a product of the era. The era was different, but like seeing the contrast is that you can understand why one would say MJ was more talent, Kobe was more hard work and skill. Now what's better is a different conversation, but I think that explains like what the mindset is when it comes to like talent versus skill versus hard work or like all of those things because like, it's just effortlessness. I think.
I think the best way to have this convo, this is gonna be my last piece on. The best way to have this convo is like just related to personal experiences. So another player that was in my same high school draft class or same high school class, 2016. We all playing. You know what I'm saying? I thinking I'm doing something. Then you step on the court with De'Aaron Fox. D Fox was on the court with other top players in the country, in the state, and I promise you, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. It looked like everybody else was moving in slow motion.
He was just
that's how fast it was. Everybody else was moving in slow motion. It's just clearly by far. We got Max out there. Max was going to Vanderbilt. We had D1 guys. Clearly the best.
He's still in high school, by the way.
Yeah, he's clearly the best player.
Wow.
Before we move on, I want to go back around the room one more time, and I want to ask everybody their top 3 most talented players that Doc Rivers has ever coached. Ox, let's start with you.
Start with me.
In order?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
There goes T-Mac, KG, Kawhi.
Chill.
Joel Embiid, Tracy McGrady, Leonard.
Damian.
I'm going to say Embiid, McGrady, and I think Paul George. I think
Mars?
Paul George is naturally talented guy. Or Chris Paul. Maybe Chris Paul, actually. I'll say Chris Paul.
Embiid and KG is my 1 and 2.
Jesus. It's tough. Hey, it is tough.
Why'd you laugh at Paul George real quick?
Yeah, real talk. Why'd you laugh at Paul George?
That man got no weaknesses out there.
I didn't laugh at Paul George.
No, you laughed at Paul George. I seen a little smirk on your face. It's cool.
I'm a PG guy. What?
You are Embiid, KG, and then that third spot. If I say Ben Simmons, I'm trolling.
Nah, man.
I mean,
You gonna talk about someone who never worked on their game? Like,
Never talented.
I'm trolling.
Just talented.
Ben was really talented.
Yeah, I'm trolling. I'm just accurate. I say Ben Simmons, I'm trolling.
No, not to me anyway.
Oh yeah, of course. No, I'm gonna say I like the Chris Paul shout. I like Chris Paul. Doc Rivers did coach Celtic Shaq. Do I just get to say Shaq and call it a day?
I mean, not really.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you know what? Shaq and Embiid, KG. There we go. That's my answer. Shaq and Embiid, KG.
Real talk. Who you got?
I thought we were gonna do it like when he had him, right? So that leaves Shaq out of the convo because Celtic Shaq is not.
I don't know who to
in
pick,
these
so we
combos.
had to cheat.
I'm gonna go T-Mac, Embiid, PG.
So nobody has Giannis in there?
If we're talking about,
Well, Giannis was who I was considering. That's what made me think about Ben Simmons. Because I was thinking, who do I think is more talented between Giannis and Ben Simmons? And I think it's Ben Simmons.
but if we talk about natural talent, right?
James Harden.
Y'all should have seen Leon Poe in high school.
Tied.
You know what I'm saying? Oakland
All
Tech.
right.
Y'all should have seen Leon Poe.
Leon was
Talking
the
about
truth.
natural- we
And
talking
Leon
about
got a
natural
movie made
talent.
about him.
Leon.
What's his name? Ty Crane. That's Leon
that's-
Poe.
Ty Crane, yeah.
Shout
Oh,
out
for
Ty
real?
Crane.
Yeah, hey, Leon
Yeah.
Poe was different. Motherfucker wasn't no.
Wait, so I just want to ask you guys, because people are apparently I was insane. I'm insane for thinking Ben Simmons was more talented than Giannis.
No, you are not insane.
I don't
No,
think
you
so,
are not.
but
Ben Simmons might make my top 3 too, maybe.
Ben Simmons that's a crazy.
And we just had a
point.
whole discussion about what talent was, and then I'm gonna hear people troll about.
Yeah, because people
Ben
are
Simmons
equating like
falling off,
talent
like, are we
to
serious?
player, and that's not what we're
Ben
talking
Simmons,
about.
6'10", rolled out of bed and just was that.
We understand why he was called Magic Johnson, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
he rolled out of
yeah,
bed. and that was
Magic.
that.
And I can
Splash
vouch for it.
LeBron.
Even when he was younger,
Yeah.
he was like that. He lived out like 10 minutes from me, and he was like that.
Giannis
always.
stronger. No. Do we?
Giannis was not stronger.
Giannis when he came in
He was
no.
was
199
wiry as hell.
pounds. He was
Ben
199
Ben Simmons was
pounds.
undoubtedly stronger than Giannis when he came in.
Taylor is
What
going
Giannis
off.
became, what Giannis developed into physically. Once again, you can't teach like his body, the way his body's built. Like you can't just fill out
Frame,
the frame. Like Giannis obviously had the capability for that. That's
Yeah.
talent.
Giannis,
But
Giannis
like
was
Ben
LeBron, dog.
Simmons was strong. Ben Simmons was fast with the ball, without the ball. Ben Simmons could see the floor in a way that you can't teach, like the floor vision, the feel for the game, elite athlete in transition. Like Ben Simmons' talent, the handle at 6'10".
Ron,
Like,
do you
nah,
remember? Do you
Ben
remember
Simmons was
Ron?
ridiculous.
Colin Cowherd.
I remember.
Colin Cowherd said, "Quote: LeBron, we're good.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
LeBron,
Yes,
we're
he did.
good." That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Ben Simmons, because that's what we were.
It wasn't
in terms
crazy
of-
at the time.
Just
which
in
was-
terms of a
yep.
talent, he was like, "Yo, we good. Like we got this guy coming
Ben
in."
Simmons was viewed as like a top 15 player by like year 2. Like that's how good like he already was. And this
Yeah.
was like once again similar to like the Giannis trajectory. If he develops a jump shot, like 2019, I want to bring you guys back. This is MVP Giannis, right? 2019, there was legitimate conversations of if Giannis and Ben Simmons develop a jump shot, who's the
Who's gonna
better
be the
player?
best? Who's gonna be the best?
That was the legitimate
going on.
conversations.
This is the league MVP,
And,
by
like,
the way, Mars.
There were
At that
people
point.
saying Ben Simmons. And this
And
was
this the league
MVP
MVP.
Giannis at 24 years old.
Yes.
They were saying
At that
Ben Simmons
point,
get a jump shot.
though, if Ben Simmons had a jump shot, it probably would have been him. That version.
And
of Ben Simmons.
I'm not saying like, and I'm not saying Ben Simmons should have been
Ben
an
Simmons was
all-time.
supposed to be a
I'm
Hall
not-
of Famer,
I'm
yeah.
saying strictly
He was on his
talent
way.
level. What Ben Simmons could do before everything fell off a cliff, before the mental breakdown in the playoffs, before the back injuries, before all of that, just what Ben Simmons could do on a basketball court at his size with his athletic gifts. He's one of the most talented players of like the last, I'll just say the last decade to stay safe. Like that's how talented Ben Simmons was. Now, obviously, it might be like the biggest waste of talent of the last decades, but the talent level I think is still undeniable. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at.
I probably
Well,
put him in the-
y'all, go ahead, Joe. You'll put him in what?
I'll probably put him in the top 3 over Chris Paul.
Ben Simmons now.
hmm
Okay. Hey, shout out Ben.
Oh,
but
by the
it's
way,
funny-
talent is why Calvin Johnson is the greatest receiver ever. Get that Jerry Rice bullshit out of here.
Real talk is some funny shit, yo. Let me tell you why. Because real talk, like he talks to me like I'm for real unk, but he really hate me. Like he really hate my people. He really hate my generation of people. He absolutely hates us. I'm not gonna argue that Calvin, first of all,
man.
Calvin Johnson wasn't better than T.O. I'll
Calvin
start there.
Johnson
He
is
was a-
6'5", one of the
fact.
He
four
was,
three.
that's a
he was
fact.
definitely
Calvin Johnson was not better than
definitely
T.O.
a natural talent. He was not better than T.O. though. So I'm gonna
Never
I'm
was
gonna
better
Randy
than
talk
Randy
about-
Moss exists.
Ever.
Yes, Randy Moss.
Randy
100%
Moss wasn't
exists.
better
Yes.
than T.O.
We just going to disrespect Jerry Judy.
die on that. Joe. I will die on
Not
that.
good, Jerry
hill.
Judy,
Hey,
yeah.
I was watching both of them play.
But what I'm saying,
He
I
was never
catch
better than him.
all the time. Like, what up, Mom? I fucking hate you and your generation, though. But what up, Mom? That's what's going on.
Shout out Press Box, man. Shout out Press
What
Box.
it is, real talk.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Also, one more argument for Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons came in with point guard skills. Giannis had to play point guard in the NBA to develop the same skills
Correct.
that Ben Simmons already had. Like, just from once again, from a talent perspective, Giannis had to develop the skills Ben Simmons came in with. Like, that's like the definition of talent versus like hard work, skill. Giannis is also extremely talented, by the way, like the physical tools, all of that stuff. But Giannis had to develop the skills Ben Simmons came in with. So,
Yo, and this whole thing is ironic because all of you guys had Tracy McGrady in your top 3, right? Damian, you had Tracy McGrady?
No, Mars didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so Mars
he's up
didn't.
there. He's up there, though, but I didn't have him.
A couple people had T-Mac at 1. Kevin Garnett was in a bunch of different top 3s. Joel Embiid was in a bunch of different top 3s. Nobody had Giannis.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.